Hey parents, Dr. Garrett with here from Foundation Chiropractic. Today I want to talk to you about basically uncomfortable babies, right? Babies are supposed to do a couple things. They're supposed to eat, sleep, poop, and be cute, right? But so many kids aren't doing that, right? So many parents are, they're pulling their hair out because their kid's very, very colicky, their kid's not sleeping, their kid's very uncomfortable, their kid's not going to the bathroom like they should, right? They're straining, things like that. What I want to tell you is why that's happening, because what we know, there's a difference between common and normal. What a lot of people will tell you is that, colic, lack of sleep, constipation, these are very, very common. And that's true, they are common, but that doesn't mean they're normal, okay? Your baby's supposed to sleep a lot, your baby's not supposed to cry all the time, and your baby's supposed to be comfortable, right? Based on a study from Harvard, okay, your baby between 0 and 1 should be getting anywhere from 12 to 17 hours of sleep every night, really 14 to 17 those first few months. And then as they get older, right, within that last 6 months of that year, kind of like the 12 to 15 mark. So if your child's not sleeping majority of the day, it's a sign that your child's stressed out, right? If your child's crying all the time, it's a sign that your child's stressed out. And what I'm talking about is I'm not talking about, they're not stressed out from daily life, right? They're stressed out neurologically, okay? And I'm about to take up the whole screen here because I want to show you this picture, okay? You have two modes to your nervous system, okay? You have a sympathetic and a parasympathetic. Your parasympathetic is known as your rest and digest part of the nervous system. That's where we should spend most of our time, especially as an infant. Well, all times, but especially as a baby. You should spend your time sleeping, resting, relaxation, because that allows you to grow and develop appropriately. The other side is your sympathetic nervous system. That's also known as fight or flight mode. Maybe you've heard of that before. That's a very, very stressful system, the stressful mode to the nervous system. So what happens is when your child is stressed out neurologically, they're on fight or flight mode, that they're not able to be calm, cool, collected, and grow and develop the way that they're supposed to. So this teeter-totter, when it's balanced between sympathetic and parasympathetic, your kid's gonna eat, sleep, poop, and be cute. When they're more sympathetic mode, they're more stressed out, they're gonna be in fight or flight, so they're not gonna sleep, they're not gonna poop, they're not gonna be cute, and they're not gonna eat appropriately, okay? And people often ask, well, why would my kid be in sympathetic mode versus a kid that's in parasympathetic mode, right? What could cause that? What we know a lot is that actually it starts in utero, with in utero constraint. If the baby's not able to really move and be, in the womb appropriately and move around like they should for primitive reflexes and stuff like that. Another big one is birth trauma. If you think about it, the baby has a small exit to go through, right? It's very traumatic on the head and neck. Research supports that about 80% to 90% of kids are born with misalignments in their neck. And what happens is movement of the spine, movement of the neck, appropriate movement of the neck drives good input to the brain. It's called proprioceptive input. Think of it as good brain food. So when the neck and when the spine is able to move appropriately, that drives good input to the brain. But if the child had some in utero constraint that caused some neck trauma, maybe some torticollis or some head tilt, stuff like that, or maybe there was, help with the birth process, maybe, C-section or forceps, stuff like that. Those are kind of more invasive, more tug on the neck, and those can cause those misalignments, decreasing that movement of the neck and decreasing that good input to the brain. So that's a very, very common one, is actually birth trauma that goes undiagnosed. And the next thing a lot of parents ask us, well, why does it go diagnosed? Well, similar to our office, a lot of doctors are very specified, right, in what they do. OBGYNs are very good at what they do, and that's getting baby and mom out safely, right? Getting them through the delivery, and that's great. OBGYNs aren't trained in how the spine and the nervous system should function and move appropriately. Same thing with pediatricians, right? They're more focused on, okay, is the child meeting milestones? Are they doing things kind of by a checklist? They're not checking to see if there's misalignments in the spine, right, with head tilts and stuff like that, causing this child to be more in sympathetic mode. So some soft signs, some really like hard signs are torticollis, right, the head tilt, or plagiocephaly, right, misshaped head, stuff like that. Those obviously are signs pediatricians and stuff understand, but more softer signs are colic, lack of sleep, constipation, stuff like that. Signs to me as a pediatric chiropractor that, hey, something's wrong with this child's nervous system, causing them to be in that fight or flight mode. And when they're in fight or flight mode, they can't rest, relax, not sleep, right? They can't sleep. They can't not cry. They can't go to the bathroom because they're just stuck in fight or flight mode. Their brain, their nervous system is so stressed out. So please be advised, colic, constipation, lack of sleep are common, but they're not normal, okay? When we start adjusting these kids very, very gently and we start driving that good input to the brain, start calming this nervous system, we get them back on that parasympathetic side, they really start calming down, they sleep better, they don't cry as much, and they go to the bathroom. So if you're a parent out there struggling, listen, we get it, okay? We have complimentary consultations. If you're interested in learning more, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help in any way that we can. I hope you found this information valuable.